Hi everyone, Nancy Weathington here for the Button Farm Club, and this is the newest edition. It will be available, June 19th on a Wednesday, and it's all about the 4th of July. I love this paper. It's from Authentique, and Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts created this book for me. And I want to show you how it's made. I'm going to do the cover last because there's so much dimension on the cover that I want to make sure I show you how to do some of these things. So let me open this up. I remove the whirligig, or whatever that thing's called. I never remember the name. And we're going to open this up, and like I said, I'll do the cover later. So first of all, this is a dimensional book. Look at all these openings. And this top opens. This opens. Then you have flaps for photos. Little tag hanging. And I'll go over each one in just a minute. Whoop. Little envelope. Opens. Opens. Bottom, tags, pockets, bottom, opens to a twist and pop, and the center panel is dimensional with a mini book and some flips. Okay, so what I've done on this, because it has so many flips and whatnot, I have taken the basic shape, which is this. Let me get this folded up right, and then I'll show you. And I have alphabetized or named each one of these panels. So you'll see in the directions, for example, A1 will be the outside and A2 will be the opposite side of that panel, and so on. So you'll see it. I have this all printed out for you in the directions with which panel is called what. So that'll be easy for you to follow. It is dimensional, and I've created or decorated, all these sides once the entire book was complete, and I did those with just leftover scraps. So I literally saved everything until the end. So let's get started. First of all, every single panel in this book is covered in navy cardstock. You will get 15 sheets of navy cardstock. It's actually called Admiral, and it's Basil cardstock. You will need 12 sheets just to cover the panels. And each panel in the directions, like I said, is numbered, as well as giving you the sizes that you'll need for those panels. So the inside panel, this is the opposite of the cover, has Authentique Liberty, covering the navy blue with a belly band and a little decorative piece. And in these, in the kit, you'll get 2 sheets of these. We're using 1 sheet, and I'm calling these ATC cards in the directions. What I did then was create a little mini booklet. These are stickers that will be in your kit. I covered the pages, so you have room for 4 more photos here, and that slides behind the belly band. The next panel is the one that folds up. This is ready for your photos, and you will have 3 pieces of Admiral cardstock left over, navy cardstock, I'm calling it in directions just to make things easy. And you can put a photo here or whatever with some navy cardstock backing it. Then the top folds up. Now, you'll notice that a lot of these have this beautiful decorative edge. And in your kit, you will get what's called tracers. Let me grab those real quick. You will have 4 tracers. And I'll get these in order as quickly as I can. So, you have 2 smalls and 2 large, but if you can see this, they are all graduated sizes. So I have named the smallest one Edge Tracer 1, then Edge Tracer 2, Edge Tracer 3, and Edge Tracer 4. And that is exactly what you do with these. You would put these on your papers and trace. So for the blue, for example, I will tell you which tracer to use. I think this was tracer number, no, wait, let me find it. There we go. It's tracer number 2 for the blue. So you would take your blue cardstock, cut it the size I asked you to cut it in the directions. Then once that's cut, you place this tracer on the very edge. Trace around it and cut. Remove the tracer and cut on the tracing marks. So that's how you do that. The same with the decorative paper. You would take the tracer, and I'll tell you what number to use. That was tracer number 1. You cut the paper the size that is given in the directions. Then you take a pencil, push the tracer point up to the very edge of the paper, trace around it, remove the tracer, and cut, and you get these. It's that simple. And the nice part is we're not gluing any of these tracers down, so you can use every single one of them again and again for other projects. All right, so now that you know how that's done, we're going to turn the page. Again, a nice place for a photo mat. And then we're going to create 4 flips. So 2 in red and 2 in blue. Again, I give you the dimensions for those in the kit, as well as what tracer to use for the decorative edge. You don't have to use the tracer for this decorative edge. You can just cut it and be done with it. But I think it looks nice with the tracer. Then you have this paper holder in your kit. And I explained to you what we do on that, but just to make it a little more clear, each paper is scored, at a 1/2 inch. Then you put holes in here with a crocodile if you have one, or just a hole punch, a small hole punch. This thank you. This back piece has a bar underneath here. You thread these through the bar. Can you see those? Then you have another bar, a second bar with a dip in the front and 2 little slider things. This goes through the bars, the sticking up bars, press down. These are old-fashioned. If you're young, you probably never have seen these before. But I'm old, and I love these. And I think they really are cute. And then these sliders, the little tiny sliders, hold those bars in place. Then I took one of the tags that's in your kit. This is a sticker tag. And I put it on navy cardstock and put one behind each one, punched a hole, took a piece of thread or string, and tied it around the mechanism. Then this is another sticker that you have in your kit. Wait, I can't remember now if this is yeah, it's a sticker. And I just pop this up for a cover. Sorry, my wings are getting away from me here. There we go. and that's the top. So now we're going to go to the bottom flip. The bottom flip is just 2 pieces of paper that I cut. I left the side open. You have 2 tags in your kit. Those are for journaling, and you just slip them behind the cut papers, the cut decorative Liberty papers. Now, I left this blank in my book because I can't decide yet if I want to place a picture here or maybe I just want to put some decorative thing. But you'll notice again, on this one, I have the navy and the red stripe. And those, again, I use the tracer edge, and the directions will tell you which tracer edge to use. So we're going to open this up. Blank here for pictures. Blank here for a photo. But you open it up, and you have what's called a twist and pop that was made for you by Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts. And this is out of the same navy cardstock, the Admiral cardstock that we're using throughout the book, so it's a perfect match in your kit. Now, on those, let me grab mine. I have this one in the directions, so I just want to tell you a little bit about how to use this. I'm going to show you on just a simple folded piece of cardstock. And we're going to pretend like this is the flip, and here's the top flip, here's the bottom piece, and here's my twist and pop. So where you see this silver is where the glue goes. So you put some glue here, and you attach it to the bottom piece. So the first piece you're attaching is on here. And you're going to go just about up to the line, the folded line, but not quite. You're going to leave just a teeny tiny bit between that point and the line. And you're going to glue that down just underneath this triangle. Then you're going to take glue and put it on top, and then you're going to close the flip and glue that down. And just give it a nice hard press, or if you have a brayer, you can use a brayer. And that's how easy it is to get this flip. Cool, huh? I love these things. That's by Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts. Okay, so that's that panel. We're going to close this up. And I'm going to show you this panel. On this panel, we have 2 flips, and you are making these flips out of cardstock. And I just covered those. Again, all the directions have it in there for you. But I asked Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts to create an envelope template for us to use. So again, this is only a template. You can use this over and over again in any of your books. So all you're going to do is take a piece of decorative paper, draw around it, cut it out, and then if you want to, you can press down on these lines with a bone folder or whatever you use. That'll make your marks. If it's easier for you to do it, to see the marks, put mouse pad underneath it or something that has some give. Even just opening up a book and putting this down and run your bone folder over this. Anything that has a little bit of give to it will create those lines for you. Then it's folded up, taped together, and I put a decorative strip here, and then you have some other ATCs, and mine are, here they are, ATCs in your kit to cut out. I use these 2, and those will slip into the envelope. Okay? Now, on mine, what I did with my envelope, I only glued it on the right side and the bottom, so that if I want to, I can slip a photo behind the envelope. So you might want to do that as well. It's up to you. Okay, so let's move to the middle. The middle has a dimensional pocket. I gave you directions on how to score and fold this. And then I just use decorative pieces. These are 2 ATC cards that are in the kit, and this is a sticker. And I just put them down flat. And then this is a book that's out of chipboard, a little mini out of chipboard from Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts, decorated, again with the navy cardstock, and then the front is a decorative piece. The back is no navy cardstock. It's just all this beautiful flag paper. I open it up, and I've done 2 flips on this side and 3 flips on this side. So you have room for 4 pictures here and 6 pictures here. Our journaling, of course. And I did round my edges on this. That's up to you whether you want to do that or not. But I do give you directions on how to do these flips. So this is just a 1/4 inch seam that I scored. That's down. And then the next 1/4 inch, if you can see this, goes right next to. So the folded piece of the second flip is put in right next to the last 1/4 inch. Same with these. Here's the 1/4 inch. This is the folded of the second piece. That goes right up against the bottom of the 1/4 inch. Okay? Then flip. Here's the 1/4 inch. Here's the fold. It goes right up against the bottom of the 1/4 inch. Plenty of room for photos. And then this goes inside the pocket. And that's the center. Okay, let me close this up and we'll get to the, well, bear with me a minute. I have so many flips. I love this book. Okay, now, the cover. You do have a magnet set that's very, very strong, and that's what I used on mine. Yours is even stronger than mine because I figure by the time you get pictures in the book, it's going to be pretty heavy. So I wanted to make sure that you had enough oomph to close the book. So what I did for this then, I wanted this pinwheel. And I wanted a double. So I'm going to show you how to create that. Again, the directions are in the directions of how to do it are in the directions. But let me show you in person. I draw a line from corner to corner. Now this helps me find the middle. And in the middle, let me do this. Probably show up better on this one. Let me do this again real quick. But you're going to get 2 different pieces, 2 different prints of paper. Each piece is cut 5 by 5. And then you're going to take each piece and draw a big X. So this is going from one corner to the next. And wherever those 2 lines intersect, that's the middle. So I'm going to take a pokey tool. I don't know what these really are called, but I call them pokey tools. And I'm going to punch a little hole in the center. Then I'm going to take the right corner. No, I'm not. I have to cut first. Duh. Okay, so now I'm going to cut along that line, but not all the way to the hole. I'm going to just save a little tiny bit, maybe like a 1/4 inch at the most, that I'm not cutting. And I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. Okay, somebody can sing a song if they want. I wish I could sing. And I'm going to do it on both pieces. So I'm going to find my intersecting middle, punch a hole, cut up, almost to the hole but not quite, from corner in on my lines. Ooh, I might have cut a little too far on that one. We'll see. I hope not. Okay, now I have to punch a hole in one right side corner of each of these triangles. So let me grab my hole punch real quick. Or not. Okay, here's what happened. I went to a friend's house to crop, and I still haven't unpacked my things, and that's been about a week ago. Oh, well. All right, so I want to do, pardon me, on this triangle, I want to punch on the right side only in the corner. Punch. Okay, see that? I'm going to turn right end only. Punch. Turn. Right side only, punch, turn, right only. Okay, so now I have a punch in the middle and one at each corner. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this one. Punch, right corner, right corner, right corner. Okay, now the fun begins. I'm going to take my brad and I'm going to put my brad in the center, poking it all the way through so the ends are on the back but they're not splayed. Then I'm going to take my punched hole, push it in. Punched hole, push it in. Whoop. Holding on the back, punched hole, push it in. Punched hole, push it in. Now normally if you're making one of these you would stop there, but I wanted a double. So now I'm going to take my second piece, put the second piece through the center hole. Pardon me while I try to see. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. Punched hole, punched hole, punched hole. Am I on camera? I hope I am. Punched hole. Now, when all four of those punches are done, now I'm ready to splay the ends to keep that in place. I can turn this slightly, and you come up with a double pinwheel with two different colors, and that's exactly how this one was done. Okay? Really easy, huh? And it looks so cute when it's a double because you get all those really cool red, white, and blue colors. Now, for the back of it, I needed a holder, and each of you has a straw in your kit. It may not be exactly like this one, but it's okay. They're all red, white, or blue, or a combination of all. I take the ends and I flatten the end. So I'm just doing this, just pinching the end of one of the ends, putting glue on it and sticking it in one of these areas. Okay, so the straw would just go right inside there. Then I put, and I wanted to cover the brad, so I took one of the stickers and I used wet glue and placed it on top. And then I used a sticker and placed it on the back to cover the mechanism. Although you won't see it unless you take this out, which you will be, but I just wanted something cute on the back. Okay, now, to put this on the front, this was my friend Gina's idea, and I loved it. I was going to simply glue it down, but she goes, oh no, use a twisty, so I am. So here's how that's done. I take a length of 1-inch cardstock, and it can be like a 2-inch length or a 3-inch length, and all I'm doing is rolling it. But I want to make sure that when I roll, I have enough room in the middle, there we go, for my straw to fit through. So I'm just going to do a little tester here, and look at that, it fits. Okay, so I'm pretty good. I unroll it. I put wet glue all in here and roll it back up again, leaving a tail. I want this tail. Okay, let that dry, and once that's dry, then I cut this into a flag type design, okay? And then you can decorate it with a little piece of leftover Liberty paper. So that's what was done here and here. And then once that was dry, then I put some glue on the back here and pasted those down. And I give you the dimensions in the book of exactly where I put them. I do want you to notice that they are diagonal, so that my straw goes in the book in a diagonal direction and lines up. Come on, little guy. Whoop. Lines up. Okay, one straw, one end to the other. Okay, then I'm taking this off because I want to show you this. I haven't glued this down very well. I took the length of ribbon that's in your kit and made a bow. Let me grab that and I'll show you how easy that is. So I hope somebody's singing out there to themselves or playing some good music while I'm grabbing this. All right, so you have about a yard of this ribbon. It is wired, so it stays nice and fluffy. So I take this ribbon and I run it across my left palm. I'm right-handed, so if you're left-handed, you would have to do this a different way. Then I start making a loop, holding this in my left hand, and I'm looping with my right. Can you see that? Loop and loop. So that you're starting with one end on the bottom and ending with the other end on the top, and you have 4 loops. So now you're going to pinch those loops together. Look how easy that is. And you have a bow. So now you're going to take your string and tie it around the center. Make that nice and tight so that you get that nice tight bow. These are wired, so you can flip these around any way you want. I try to make some of the loops bigger than the others. The 2 back loops, or what I'm considering the back loops, are a little bit bigger than the front loops. And that's how you get this bow. So you can see I used a blue string on mine, and you can see it's just knotted in the back. On the front, I took one of the stickers that's in the kit and used some Fabri-Tac and tacked it down. And then, I didn't want to do this before because I wanted to be able to take this off, but I am going to use a glue gun and glue this to the front, but it has to go next to the straw. It can't go on top of the straw, or you'll never get that straw in and out. So that's how it looks. Then for the rest of the decoration, this Independence Day, was on an ATC, and I cut that out and popped that up once. And then Proud to Be an American is a sticker, and I popped that up twice. Also in your kit is a piece of this black foam. I have it cut to size so you can pop up your red on the cover. And that's the book. Now for all these edges, all I did was take leftover navy cardstock, covered them, and then leftover decorative paper and covered them. I did not put the measurements of these in your kit because all you need to do is use your ruler, measure across, make sure you're not covering your seams. This, for example, is 1 1/8. If you're not happy with using eighths, you can just do it 1 inch across, and then make your decorative paper just about another 1/4 inch after that. So this one is 1 1/4, and then the decorative paper is a 1/4 less. Each of these is a different width, because each one holds something different. So I didn't show you the back. That would help. This is the back. Okay, and that's one of the last panels you'll do before you start messing with the front of it. Okay, so that's the book. I hope you enjoyed it. It was so much fun. What is it about red, white, and blue that just is so perfect together? I love it. So enjoy making the book, and it will be available at the Button Farm Club exclusively on Wednesday, June 19th. Thank you, everyone.